I have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with COS. I'm 160 centimeters, 5'3", and sometimes when I try COS pieces on in the change room without styling, it honestly looks very voluminous and overwhelming on me. Over time, I picked up some tips on how to choose COS pieces that actually work in my wardrobe, how to style pieces so that they feel more everyday and wearable, and then finally, what are some pieces that I just avoid because it doesn't quite work on my height and shape and personal style. I want to share those with you today while we talk through some of the basics at COS right now. I also want to start by saying that COS is experimental, and you don't only see this in their dramatic designs, but I think in all of their basics as well. Based on the palette I've chosen today, I think a really clear example are their blacks and their whites. Their blacks and their whites, compared to maybe if you grabbed a black piece or white piece at another store, is a lot more stark and high contrast. This white almost feels like a true white. The same thing with the black, it's a really deep black coupled with a thicker fabric, and it definitely makes these pieces in black and white more extreme than something you would pick up maybe at another store. I'll be sharing with you just lots of little things to look out for, but let's just jump straight into the video. Starting off today, I want to talk about this black cardigan, which actually caught my eye because on the US website, I saw a brown version. It was really the brown that I absolutely loved, so I thought I would try it out with you guys, and then if it works out, I will go and get the brown once it finally comes out. This is a structured cardigan, and it looks pretty basic, but let me point out where I feel like you've got the COS look. It's got a little bit of almost like a piping or edging here, which gives it a little bit of a modern look. We've got some seamings and lines at the back, and all of this I think gives it a more sculptural look, and you'll also really notice that once it's on the body. It's almost got this bat wing design where we've got quite a bit of volume here, and then it ends up cinching in extremely tightly at the wrist. In every piece, I'll try to point out the design elements that make it feel like a COS item. The design basically that makes it feel modern. On the body, this is quite flattering. It's got a nice V. It's low, but it's not so low that I feel like it starts to show cleavage. And you know what? I actually really like it with the top button undone. It just gives it a slightly more dramatic V, and I think it looks a little bit more delicate just with that top button undone. We're starting with one of my favorite pieces from today, which is why I'm mostly kind of positive about this one. I even really like the fabrication of this. It's 55% wool, 35% lyocell. Lyocell is one of my favorite fabrics for drape. It's usually quite breathable. So combining the wool with the lyocell gives this piece a nice shape. If you have sensitivity to wool, I find that the lyocell in this makes it a lot softer compared to 100% wool knitwear. So this fabrication is definitely something I recommend looking into if you have a bit of wool sensitivity, so you're wearing mostly acrylic sweaters to not have to deal with wool, but you want to get into natural fibers. I think this fabric blend is worth taking a look into. As I said, it's probably one of my favorite pieces, and honestly, the moment the brown launches in Australia, and I think it's already available in the US, which I'll link down below, but as soon as it comes to Australia, I will be purchasing that for my wardrobe. For the next piece, let's talk about this white cotton blouse. This is 100% cotton, and this piece is very iconically COS. It's a white blouse, it's a little bit more structured, and the fabric is slightly thicker. It also has almost like a trapeze shape, where it's slightly more voluminous right at the bottom compared to the rest of the piece. We've also got this tuck here, so you can see that it's quite voluminous at the back. I chose this one in particular because I find if something is voluminous and it goes up very high, it feels very overwhelming. Whereas if something is cut a little bit lower or just has a bit of skin showing around the neck, it makes it more wearable and it looks more airy. The cotton fabric of this shirt, I feel like is why people like COS. It feels really lovely to the touch. It also feels like there's a bit of weight to it, so it doesn't feel super flimsy or light or thin. On the sleeve, it's got an elastic on the end. This is important to me because I often like to wear these like big voluminous sleeves cinched up, so it gives me the option to wear it kind of long sleeve but also short. I will always wear this shirt with the front tucked in, and I'll usually leave the back out. The reason is it's so voluminous. If you were to tuck everything in, it honestly kind of looks puffy and like there's too much stuff in the skirt or the pants. Styling wise for this shirt or any other COS shirt that is more voluminous, I wouldn't wear it with other pieces that are structured. So with these pants, I feel like it's quite unflattering. It makes me feel and look so much shorter, and I'm already short to begin with. So instead I will pair it with things with drape, things that are fluid, like this green skirt. The key to styling COS pieces is all about balance for me. If you can style a COS piece well, I think it looks incredibly stunning, and you do that by contrasting the fabrics to not overwhelm the outfit. You might have heard me say in past videos that I try to not go for white pieces that are this bright. I tend to like colors that are a little bit softer, like maybe more of an ivory or cream instead. And then if it's gonna be pure white, I like it to be a bit sheerer so it doesn't feel as harsh, I think, on my skin tone. Next up, we've got this little COS set. It's got a really lovely drape and weight to it. And it's also in exactly the kind of silhouettes that I feel like I would normally be into. But my thing with this set is that I really find it quite average on. The material does drape well, but the way it sits is not my favorite. I almost feel like tucking this top into the skirt creates a slightly unflattering break in a way that I kind of don't expect a matching set to create. And then when I leave it out, I still feel like it's not that flattering, and I prefer to tuck it in. I'm also a little bit biased because there were two sets I was considering. This navy set or a navy set from Cezanne, and that one just fits so nicely. I felt like I would wear it tucked in or left out, and both of them look beautiful. So when it came to this set, I kind of expected to be able to wear it both ways, but I actually don't like either. This is where we can talk a little bit about the focus of COS, and I feel like it's definitely on unique shapes and silhouettes rather than things being flattering on the body. And it's not really criticism because I think they do unique shapes really well, but for myself, I kind of want a set like this to be flattering on the body, and this just didn't quite do it for me. Another fault I can find in this set is that the skirt feels quite sheer. If I'm in the sun, you can definitely see my entire leg and like all the way up to my underwear. So if you tuck this into the skirt, you'll be able to see where the top ends. And then for this one, if you don't wear shorts inside, you can definitely also see your underwear. That is also a pretty big con for me. I usually find viscose fabrics pretty decent, but for this one, it's a little bit more on the rigid, structured, and maybe slightly stretchy side. It just doesn't feel that comfortable on the body. So that was the final deal breaker. It's not really something I could recommend, and I'm definitely not keeping it. Let's move back to some pieces that I do really like from COS, and I'm going to talk about a few pieces that I have already worn and have been in my wardrobe. These are the COS tapered jeans, and I actually featured these in a recent Instagram partnership with COS. There's only a couple of pieces here that I have received, everything else I have ordered. These are the ankle length, and they fit me perfectly as kind of like a full-length jean. I actually roll it up slightly at the bottom to get the ankle look, but I find these super flattering both through the leg, and I also find it flattering at the back because there's not a lot of ruching or like excess fabric or wrinkling either. If you like a tapered jean or a barrel jean, I think these are pretty great. This is 100% cotton, and it's a very rigid, thick cotton. So if you like that rigid, heavy-duty, really strong feeling denim, I think you'll really like these. I'm especially happy with these jeans because I chose this style in a lighter color. With my light colored jeans, I obviously want it to be very opaque. I don't want it to show anything at the back. And because this is a very heavyweight denim, I think they are just ideal for each other. If you like your soft and stretchy denim, I wouldn't recommend these jeans. There are lots of alternatives out there. But if you like your rigid, heavier, high quality denim, then this is definitely something I think you can look into, because the quality is extremely good. I said at the start of the video, I was gonna comment on what makes a COS piece COS. So what makes it modern and experimental, basically. And for these white jeans, I definitely think it's in the shape of the jean. Instead of going for a classic straight shape, they've tried to push a bit further with this tapered shape, and it creates this sculptured, more unique silhouette. You can also see it in the cardigan. I think it's the same kind of thing. That one has a sculptured shape, and then these jeans also have that sculptured leg shape. I think it's quite rare to hear COS and flattering in the same sentence, but I do find these COS dresses very flattering, and I have it in grey as well as in black. These dresses have a nice fitted shape. I feel like it doesn't cling to my body as much as maybe like a Skims dress would, but it still gives the body really good shape when you're wearing it. You know from my videos that I don't wear tons of fitted pieces because I don't like being super restricted, but these are very stretchy and comfy, which makes it just work in my wardrobe. There are so many ways to wear this dress, but I've either just worn it alone with some bright pop of color accessories, or I've worn it with a leather jacket or a bigger jacket to balance out the shapes. These are 95% cotton, 5% elastane, and I have had very good luck with these. I'm 160 centimeters, and you can see that the length is pretty good. It is a long dress on me, but that's kind of exactly where I like my dresses and skirts to hit. Not much to say because these are truly basic, not just COS basic, but truly are basic, and I have had very good luck with these pieces. Let's review a pair of trousers now, and these ones I also have very mixed opinion over. Fabric wise, I thought there was a heavier percentage of wool, but it's actually 53% polyester and then 45% wool. Just by feeling this, I feel like it feels like 100% wool. And I don't mean that in a good way. I mean it in that it's a little bit scratchy. And then often when it's a blend, the synthetic makes the wool feel softer. And that's not really happened in this case. So I think fabric wise, it doesn't really get a tick. What I like about these pants is that on me, as someone petite, they actually fit very well. I can wear them as they are and it's kind of a full length for me, or I can roll it up once and it becomes an ankle length. So the fit is actually quite good. My thing with these pants is that I find them a little bit hard to style and a little bit unflattering. The reason for that is because of the structure, and it creates almost a boxy look, and because I am short, it makes my legs feel even shorter. I think there can be a simplification sometimes where it's like, oh, wide leg trousers don't suit me, or skinny jeans or skinny trousers don't suit me, but I actually find it's not even so much in the shape as it often is in the fabric of whether it's structured or drapey that can make the biggest difference. So unfortunately, with pretty much all the outfits I style with this pant, I just found that I look shorter and boxier than I like. So unfortunately, these I'm not keeping. Time for the fanciest piece in today's video. This is a part of the COS Atelier line, which is a more premium line for COS. And this one is made from a silk cotton blend. And then construction wise, I thought I would just quickly kind of do a little breakdown as well. It's got a section in the middle that is lined, and this for me is the area where you have your underwear. So it makes a lot of sense to me why this area needs to be lined for opacity. As we go down the skirt, it's not lined, but I don't mind because I find this cotton silk to be fairly opaque. That doesn't mean it's 100% opaque, you can't see anything through it, but you really can't see the outline of your leg and underwear clearly at all. And then at the bottom of the skirt, it's got a raw edge, you know, a little bit of fraying. With this skirt, I went through the size, but it definitely fits me a size too big. So if you're deciding between sizes, I definitely recommend sizing down, especially if you want the top to fit tightly. But it could also be the COS intention for it to be a little bit more straight, in which case this size is actually okay. So I think over here we've got an option of how we want to wear it, whether that is super tight, which you would size down for, or whether you just want a straighter, looser fit, which is also okay. I am a big fan of this skirt because pieces like this is what I love finding at COS. It feels modern, it feels like a creative cut and shape, but it still feels flattering and it feels very versatile. So with the paneling, if it was longer, I would find it quite unflattering because it would kind of cut my legs into two. But because they've kept the paneling quite short, basically the length of a mini, I still find this break quite flattering. And it's really details like this that can make or break a skirt silhouette. Because it's a cotton silk blend, it is machine washable at 30 degrees, which is extremely important to me. A skirt like this will get stains very easily. So probably after maybe like 2 or 3 wears, I'll probably have to throw in the wash. So the fact that I can machine wash it is definitely a pro. I'm definitely thinking about keeping this skirt. So even though I'm showing lots of pieces today, there's not that many pieces I am actually keeping. Some of them have been already in my wardrobe, but this is a piece I'm thinking about because I really feel like the silhouette and the fabric are quite perfect. I have a couple more tops to talk about, and I guess we'll start with the one that is in my wardrobe already. This one's a blue and white cotton blouse, and it's very dramatic. It's got these big sleeves that are super fun, but dramatic. And it's again, more voluminous through the body. I think of this shirt as kind of fun workwear. It's one of those pieces you can wear it for work because it's quite conservative. It's got these blue and white stripes, but at the same time, you've got the fun accent through the sleeves to make it quite dramatic. The quality of this one is exactly what you'll expect from COS, so it's a really nice cotton material. It's got a lot of gathers through the back here, giving it the voluminous shape through the body. And then of course, we've also got lots of gathers on the sleeve, giving it that big sleeve look. I took one size down in this shirt, which I definitely recommend doing. I think that you do not lose any of the volume, you still have tons of volume, but it just makes it slightly more wearable. This for me is a really great piece for a work wardrobe. If you want to break up some of the classic pieces and you want to add some shape and volume to your look. These are two tops in today's video that I really didn't like. Didn't like them at all, to be honest. This is a black cotton t-shirt, and the main accent I was drawn to was this tie at the back. This is a t-shirt style from COS that I tend to avoid where possible. It's a figure material, and the sleeves kind of come up to basically the elbow, and because it's more rigid, I find it has an extremely boxy look. The material is thicker, giving this t-shirt more structure, and I just find that all of these things together is too much on my shape. It leans very boxy, which I don't like. I was also thinking if I was to lay a jacket over the top, it would look quite awkward at the back, making it one of those pieces that has very few opportunities to be worn. I think I should have known this wouldn't work out for me, and I think what makes this piece uniquely COS is that it's got the structure. If it was soft and drapey, it would feel like something you could get at maybe end of a stories, but the structure is what makes this piece feel like a COS item. On someone else with a different style and a different body shape, I think this could look cool, but on me, I also find that it looks quite girly and quite fussy. As you can tell, I really don't like this, so this one is definitely going back. This is another cotton blouse. It's got these puffy short sleeves, and it's very boxy and wide. I'm trying this on in one size down, but let me just talk about why I am not gonna keep this. So with these sleeves, they are actually quite uncomfortable because it almost cinches in too tightly where my upper arm is. Another reason to do a versatility why I think this might not be the best is because I think that you can achieve this puffy sleeve look with other pieces. So for example, if you had a long sleeve blouse in navy like this one, and I actually have one of these in my wardrobe, you can cinch up the sleeves from long sleeve to short sleeve, and you basically get this puffy sleeve look. And with a top like this, you can actually achieve this puffy sleeve look, but also be able to wear it long sleeve. Let me finish off today's video with something very simple, and we just got one of their oversized t-shirts. These are the t-shirts I reach for on lazy days, where I want that like really comfy t-shirt. I don't know why, I just always go for this style. What sets this one apart from maybe this one that I really didn't like is the weight of the fabric. This one is slightly lighter, it's less structured, less rigid. And that makes this one look more flowy on me rather than super rigid. This one actually is longer through the sleeves, it's very boxy through the body, but the lighter fabric I think makes all the difference. And it's quite easy to tuck this one in and wear it casually. I really enjoy these t-shirts, but it's not really one I would recommend to everyone. You really have to like that slouchy, oversized look. It almost acts as like a sweatshirt and giving that really kind of loose, comfy vibe to an outfit. And I love to style it with my more put together skirts for some contrast. I guess before we finish up, the last thing to talk about is my dress. I purchased this about 7-8 months ago now, and this is probably one of my favorite COS pieces in my wardrobe. It's a denim dress, I think the color is perfect. I love the shape of it, I find it surprisingly flattering and not too dramatic, which is rare for COS. I purchased this 7 to 8 months ago, but I'm still seeing it in stores. I saw it in store the other day. So if you're interested in this skirt, I just wanted to report back 8 months later that I still like it. What makes this dress quite unique is again the shape of it. So I feel like the length here is shorter than the length here. So it gives it more of a drop shoulder look, which I feel like is quite interesting for a classic denim dress. The fabric of the denim is kind of mid-weight. It has some structure and shape, but it's not too extreme. And if it was too extreme, I don't think I would like it as much. That is my COS review try on for today. I didn't feature too much knitwear, but if you'd like to see more knitwear for autumn winter in, the Northern Hemisphere, let me know in the comments down below, and I can definitely film that in a few months. As always, I'd love to hear from you down below. Pieces you like from COS, pieces you don't like from COS. Let me know so we can talk about it down below. If you enjoyed today's video, I do a ton of other fashion videos on my channel, so I'd love for you to go check them out. I'm also on Instagram sharing tons of styling ideas as well as what I wear on a daily basis. So I'll have my handle up here and then also down below if you'd like to check that out. Have a great week ahead, and I'll see you next one. Bye!